Well, hello and welcome along to another video. Been a few weeks since I've last made a video. Been extremely busy as usual. I recently, or last weekend, went to Retrotech, met up with a few friends there, and also very nice to meet up with some new people. I'd never met John Joe before. He was there with his lovely wife, and what a nice couple those two are. Absolutely charming. So Retrotech, yeah, Retrotech's a big radio and audio fair just outside of Leamington Spa, held once a year. It was very well attended this year. Not so many stalls, but there were still plenty of bargains to be had. Last year's event was somewhat marred by a lack of petrol within the country. There was a bit of a petrol panic going on, and quite a few people couldn't actually go because they couldn't fill their cars up. Anyway, this year there was plenty of bargains there. I didn't actually buy that much there, but I'll show you some of the things I've picked up recently and not so recently that you might not have seen before. This thing didn't come from Retrotech, but I did pick it up at Retrotech. This is a Fluke 8040 multimeter. It's 20,000 counts, 4.5 digits. Nothing actually wrong with it except a repair in the battery apartment, battery apartment, correct Andrew, that I actually made, and I'll show you that in a minute, but otherwise it's all fully working. The only sort of cosmetic fault is lost a bit of paint around here, which I might try and touch up. I might not. Obviously someone's finger's been going there a lot, but it all works. It runs off 6 C cells, either rechargeable NiCads or just plain alkaline C cells. Very nice meter, probably early 80s I think. And enormously expensive back in the day, $425 US. So not cheap. It's obviously meant for the field engineer. Let's turn it off. The inputs are at the side, so not much good for bench use. Stand on the bottom, and it's got a sun shade that you can slide out after releasing this screw. I don't know why they did that actually. You've almost got to take the screw out, pull the sunshade out. It would have been good if there was a catch or something there, but anyway. So let's take these C cells out, which I've just put in to show you how they're done. Oops. So the repair I had to make was on one of these battery connectors here. It's this one here, and someone had torn it off the top. I don't know why. But I made a new one out of sheet brass, and then I tinned it. I used the dimensions of this one obviously to make this one. Now it isn't quite so springy, but it does, yeah, that one's obviously got some spring to it, and this is not. So yeah, I made that, soldered it in there at the back, and then yeah, it looks the part, and it all works. Now let's take the 8040 apart. It's just one screw in the back here, and then I need a pushy stick to slightly push it. Oh no, I've got to take this out. I've got to take the fuse out first. Hang on. That's what. There we go. So the fuse pops out. Then I use the pushy stick, and the meter comes out. Now you've got to be careful here because there's leads going back to the battery compartment. Come on, Andrew. Now this is a feat of engineering. It absolutely amazed me when I opened it. Now these boards, if you look, they're all connected by a ribbon cable here. Now I'm not going to undo it because it's working, and I don't want to ruin it basically. But these boards actually concertina out, so they fold out. So if you release, I guess, this screw, the whole lot folds out. and then you just pull these boards out, I think, so it all stands up. Absolutely wonderful. And there's the battery leads that I mentioned. They go back, so you can't, you know, pull it out because you'll ruin the battery leads. And there's the connectors for the battery leads, so you just undo them there. And then you've got all your calibration pots at the side. But as I say, I'm not going to touch it. Let's put that back. I'll put that back in a minute. But anyway, it all works. Very, very nice. It's in really good condition. Yeah, I'll put that back in a minute. Right, let's go and get something else. Right, the next thing I picked up at Retrotech for 10 quid is this Datron 1065A 5.5 digit meter. It's a bit of a beast. It extends all the way back on my workbench. Doesn't actually work, but I saw it there and thought, that needs a new home. So I'm not 100% sure what's wrong with it. I don't have a manual for it. It seems very hard to find. The nearest ones would be the 1060, 1061, 1062, etc. If anyone knows of a manual for this particular version, I'd be very glad to hear from you. So it does power on. It immediately fails. If I run through the test routines, so it's testing the display here. It tests all the segments are working. And then you hear some relays clicking and it says pass, and now it actually doesn't. So, oh, it did that time. Woo. Usually it comes up with a batch of error codes. So, yeah, error 3. Now I suspect that might be some leaky old dried out capacitors. Actually, that, I've got to be honest, I'm quite surprised because that's the first time it's done error 3, and I'm not sure what error 3 is. It usually comes up with errors 6 and 7. Let's have another go. So it runs through the display test. Ooh, well, but it won't come out of that. So let's, oh, we're on. It doesn't, oh, whoa, I wonder if that's just capacitors reforming or something. I don't think, I don't like this where it's, that just might be dirty switches. But anyway, it's something to play with. What's it actually measuring? It's measuring AC, so that's can we reset it? Well, it's measuring something. Wow. That seems to I can't get it off. Ah, now we're on DC. I think DC might be an absolute fail, but let's try this out. I'm actually quite shocked because it's never done this before. I had it plugged in when I first got it and it went straight to error, so I've just got a 9-volt battery here, and there's obviously something wrong with it because that should be zeroed out. Oh, well, I never. That's obviously Huh. Well, I'm shocked. Well, this is going to need more investigation here. Whether it's just dirty switches or something, and that and a combination of capacitors reforming, but I'm actually shocked. I guess if I press it on the 1 it'll go to overload, yeah. Well, I don't know what to say about that. Anyway, it's a project for the future. Very interesting. Oh no, now it's zeroed. Boy. Got the leads clipped together. Well, I wasn't planning on taking this long to go through this one, but wow. I might, after I finish filming, I might leave this plugged in for half an hour and see what happens. I'm sure inside, I'm not going to take it to bits in this particular video, I'm sure inside it's a world of wonder. But yeah, I really wasn't expecting that. It's never done anything else but just had error 6 and error 7. I think error 6 is the DC, as an error on the DC, and error 7 was, or is, an error on the ohms range. But as I don't have this particular manual, I'm not sure if what I'm saying is correct for this particular unit. But it's pretty stable, I've got to say. Wow. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. Well, the next things I got were these two Roberts R707s. I got these two for £20. Amazingly, and this, anyone who knows Roberts R707s that buys them at a car boot sale at a radio fair, it's almost guaranteed that they never ever work. These two, amazingly, and this one's a slightly later one, these two actually work. What some idiot did is he was playing with the new toy and he went and dropped something on the dial here, thus cracking the dial. Thankfully Mr. Cody's has got some spare and is sending me a new one, so thanks Paul for that. Other than that, they're in excellent condition. That means I have 3 Roberts R707s now, because I gave my other spares away, which was a bit annoying, otherwise I could have used the dial. Next on the radio front, Simon Spires gave me this 1964 Sony TR, I can't remember the model number, TR 833A. This is marine and medium wave, runs off 3 C cells. Does actually work a little bit, needs some alignment because radio 5 comes in 3 different places, but yeah, volume on the side, nice faux leather case. I'm not sure that aerial's original, it could be original, and the tuning on the side here, so we'll have a look at that one day. The other thing Simon gave me was this Wayne Kerr component tester. This is the B424. It's just like an automatic bridge used in production. So if you were trying to match resistors or capacitors, more likely resistors, that's what you would use. So you would use this, and you'd have a tolerance, and that's what someone sitting at a workbench, maybe in QC or something, would actually do. Yeah, so we'll have a look at this one again one day. Right, the next thing I've got to show you is a Datron 7150 Plus. You might want to cover your ears, anyone who's got one or wants one, well, I'll tell you how much I paid for this. I'm going to tell you now, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, £2. Yes, I know, ridiculous. Now this is a 6.5 digit multimeter. All I've done to it, it was working when I actually bought it. All I've done to it is there's two yellow LEDs either side here that run in a type of light tube. They were particularly dim, so I've just replaced those with some cool white LEDs, and that's all I've done to it. Very nice meter. About maybe 10 years ago a load of these were dumped from NATO stocks, and this one is actually an ex-NATO unit. You can see it actually came with the cover as well. They did actually come with a leather case, an optional leather case, but yeah, very nice meter, perfect for measuring voltages in radios down to the nth degree. Not really, I doubt I'll ever use it, but yeah, very useful if you're measuring real precision, which I possibly don't ever. So yeah, but an absolute bargain. It's in great condition. It's lost its matte finish. Someone had put some stickers on here, and this panel should have like a matte finish, which you can just see maybe around here and here. I might get some matte varnish and respray this panel. Unfortunately, it might not look so good because it'll have that also. I don't want to sand it, but I have to find some way of improving it. Otherwise, you'll still be able to see this possibly. This where it's gone matte and then gloss. You probably can't see it there. That's better. You can see the original matte varnish or whatever they put over the top, and then this gloss panel where the sticky labels I've taken the varnish away. Anyway, very useful meter. Going to be a permanent fixture on my bench. The next thing I want to show you, and quite possibly the last thing, because this video is getting longer than I ever imagined it might be, is this Tektronix 1065A with the DM44 digital multimeter on top. I bought this last August. I don't think it's had an outing on one of my videos yet. It's an absolute beauty, fully working. I paid £40 for this, which I thought was a bargain because I've always wanted a Tektronix 1065B. I've got 3 Tektronix 1065s. One of those works, the other 2 are just basically useless. This thing is really nice. I don't have room for it on my bench at the moment, but obviously if I expand my workbench, I'd love to put it somewhere. So at the moment it's in storage, but I do power it up once a month just to keep it going. The reason I don't have it on my bench permanently is I bought a Tech 445B, which is over there. So I bought that at Goulburn, the second to last Goulburn, via a friend who put it on the bring and buy, and I thought that's too good of a bargain to miss. I'd have known he wouldn't have taken any money for it, so I just waited until he put it on the bring and buy and then bought it because he deserves the money. That is too nice a scope to give to someone, I feel. Just my opinion. But anyway, so yeah, the Tech 465, absolutely lovely thing, and it's got loads of buttons on it, which means it must be better. So I hope you've enjoyed looking through some bits and pieces with me. I've got plenty more things that I've bought over the last few months, but as I say, the video is getting rather long now, and yeah, hopefully no one's fallen asleep. So obviously the next thing I'm going to be looking at possibly is the Wayne Kerr meter, or I might have a look at that Datron because that had more signs of life, and I was honestly shocked that that actually went further than it ever has done before and was actually measuring voltage. Absolutely amazing. Right, thanks for watching. I won't bore you any longer. Thanks.